You've got a 7th dimensional version of you interacting with your physical form. That 7D version of you, hold on to your seat while I tell you the next part. That 7D version of you is your future self, which is also your higher self, coming to work with you now to speed up ascension. At the soul level, right, the light workers of planet Earth, who are now in charge of ascension, used to be the galactics, were overseeing it. Now the light workers of planet Earth, we're overseeing our own ascension. We meet collectively at the soul level, and at the soul level we came up with a fast track. How do we fast track ascension? We bring in a very particular bandwidth, a very particular frequency. That's the 7D self. The 7D self knows ease at a level that I can't explain because it's not in our vocabulary. It's a transcendent level of ease. It surpasses what we could ever comprehend as ease. So take you at your most relaxed and multiply it by a gazillion, that many exactly. And you're going to come up with a sense of ease that the 7D self holds. The 7D self is the you that has transcended the 5th dimensional frequency by expanding and growing the existing foundation of 5D, which is connectedness. So at 7D, we've got an amplified level of connectedness. See, 7D is a very special place because at 7D, you've got the ability to connect to your 12th dimensional self, which is absolute unity consciousness, collective consciousness. That's 12D. 7D is still individuated and can flit between the two easily. Collective, individuated. Individuated, collective. That means that the 7D self can do something for you that the 5D self can't. And yes, your multidimensional selves are working with you. It's one of the reasons why you have, for some of you, such big ascension symptoms. And don't you dare go, oh, my darned 7D self, my darned 5D self, get away, stop doing this to me. No. If you're throwing off ascension symptoms, you're throwing off density, you're throwing off darkness, and all it is a measure of your own resistance. So get out of your own way. It's the darned 3D self that may be holding on. That's what really catalyzes ascension symptoms. I want to illustrate for you a little bit more about that 7D vantage point. The 7D self has that ability to flit between, like I was saying moments back, collective and individuated. And that gives you a perspective, almost like you're zooming out. So you're going to find, suddenly I can see things almost from a zoomed out perspective. I wonder why that is. Oh, right, your 7D self is working with you. Some of you are going to say, when did this start, Kerry? It started a couple days back. But here's the really cool part. That's why I had to pause there. When you watch this video is exactly the time that your 7D self is working with you, because we're operating at the quantum now. And at the quantum level, your soul is orchestrating all of this. So you're getting this information when it's applicable to you. This video finds you when you need it, when it's applicable to you, when 7D gets catalyzed. For different people, it's at different times. What you may feel is either a bloating, or a sense like you're trying to throw off something, right? A sense like there's a heaviness or a density or a swelling even around you, an inflammation around you that you're trying to get rid of. 7D is very watery. So the body can retain fluid or it can get dehydrated very easily because you're coming into a different relationship with a version of you that holds an energy that we would interpret as water. It's actually not water, it's crystalline consciousness, but we interpret it as a watery energy. That's why the body will have all of these experiences. You could be more teary than usual even. So remember, there's no rules here. There's no like, you have to feel this, otherwise you're doing it wrong. This is simply, oh, this is what's going on, and you're going to feel it in the way that you feel it. Let me know in the comments below, how are you feeling this energy working with you? Are you experiencing ascension symptoms? And if you are, what are they? Because other people like to know, oh, it's not just me. So go ahead and check in on other people's experiences, just for nothing else other than to know, I'm not alone. So we know now that you've got this energy in your field Yes, it's kicking off Ascension symptoms, but it's going to entice you and invite you, not just to a level of ease that you haven't felt before, to a level of zoomed outness, which means perspective, bigger picture, that you haven't had access to before. So you're going to start making sense of a lot more things and finding a lot more ease around those things. You're also going to start feeling, thanks to your 7D self, rapid fire healing. So what am I telling you? 2 things. Number 1, yes, you can have Ascension symptoms. Number 2, you can have access, and you do have access to light that you've never had before. So do yourself this great service and breathe in the light. If you take the time to do that, to expand the 7th dimensional consciousness into your body, which is in the air around you, it's a field. Join the Plasma Light Tribe. This is where I teach the work that I'm talking to you about now. It's a field of consciousness. And as you breathe it in through your skin into your body, let it interact with the cells of your body. It switches the body on to higher capabilities, including telepathy. You noticed yourself getting more psychic? It includes rapid fire healing. Now, the Ascension symptoms, please know this, are always transient and temporary. So when people say to me, oh, I've had these Ascension symptoms for years, it means either that's not an Ascension symptom and you need to seriously get it checked out, or you're stuck. Either way, you need support in working through that. So get the support that you need. Reach out your hand. The time for Ascension is coming because we're moving at these quantum levels. Why would your soul elect to bring in your 7D self now? You don't necessarily need it. You really just need to align to your 5D self. That's a little bit of an overachiever moment there, isn't it? Bringing in the 7D self. But you can see how that would catalyze you. And then you can see also at the soul level how the soul would go. All that means is fast tracking my journey. If you meditate, you're going to find yourself going way beyond where you've been before, way deeper. You're also going to find lots of unexplained stuff going on. Now, you might say, oh, Kerry, welcome to my world. That's my normal. Oh, then buckle up. Because when the 7D self comes in, everything shifts. I want you to create a visual for yourself. The timeline that you're on, imagine the 7D self coming in, and suddenly that happens through the timeline. It's like this quantum ripple happens through the timeline, because ultimately what it is compressing. That's what you're doing. You're compressing all of the information that you would have attained when you were in 7D. You're compressing all of that into your now through a whole lot of density. So please respect what your body is going through, the journey that you're on. Remember, Ascension is a full body physical event. It's not something that your brain does. It is not something that you can even intellectualize or make sense of. It's only something that you can allow and witness. And that's what the 7D self is so brilliant at doing. The 7D self, if I give you this word allow, the 7D self will answer and say, yes, ma'am, you called my name. Because the 7D self lives in that state of being. The 7D self understands that time is just something that we play with. It's not bound. The 3D self is very bound to time. The 7D self operates very much outside of time, but in much the same way that I said to you, the 7D self can flit between individuated consciousness and collective. Equally, it can flit into and out of time, because it's playing. That's really what the 7D self is doing. It's playing in the holograms. What you're doing right now in your world really matters. And what you're doing is you're working through stuff, because you're getting rid of accumulated density. That's what your body is ultimately going through right now, however that expresses itself, mentally, emotionally, physically, however that expresses itself. You're in the presence of a master teacher, in the presence of a master being. And that's the reason why I've always said to you guys, it's not me who's here to teach you. It's me who's here to lead you to this phenomenal being that is your higher self, future self, 7D self, and beyond. Ultimately, you're multidimensional. We cannot cap you at any particular point. We can only just have reverence for what's coming in right now. So I'll speak to you in the comments below. Watch the video I'm going to pin for you up here. This is about the false matrix from my heart. All the way to yours. Lots and lots of love. Bye-bye for now.